All right, let's move it over. Start game. So, like I said, map is Dragonshire, picked by the red team. Don't forget a big D. First pick will go to self-references. So Dragonshire, it's a good map where you're fighting over the two shrines. So you have two teams here. You have two mindsets. You have the mindset of either winning the bottom completely with the 4-man and possibly losing top, or winning the top completely and kind of fighting over bottom, just keeping your rotations, delay the dragon, get mercs. But there's also the idea that you're kind of maybe fighting over top a little bit and you come in for a gank, and then that gank allows you to have the presence up top where you don't need the person there, and then you can have the 5-man on the bottom and take the shrine. So I think it's really hard to get the dragon with all 5 members of both teams alive, unless somebody just makes a big mistake on rotations and they're able to sneak it in. But the biggest thing is to you're playing into the 1-man and the 4-man. So self-references gets rid of Altanis. They don't want to deal with it. Hopefully don't want to deal with any god swaps. He's a good solo laner. He's good in any type of combo. He's pretty strong right now. I think if Big D does want to play against Rag, I think they probably want to ban Rag here. Maybe Tassadar. I've seen a lot of Tassadars lately in the higher up leagues. But thanks for the follow. Can't tell what that name is. My bad. But thanks for the follow. Wow, but the quick pickup for the self-references, they immediately go into the Rag pick, first pick. And so now we have the counter for Big D. So they're probably going to want to look to... There's already been 2 tanks that's been banned. I think they really want to pick a tank here just because the tank pool is limited. Probably when you go for Diablo, maybe the Joanna if they want the Diablo, Muradin, yeah. So they definitely want to get their choice of tank because so many have been banned already. And the next team gets a pick, and there's going to be 2 more bans. Now, this is where this is debatable whether you want to get your healer or your main damage dealer. Like your carry almost is where. So they go with Jaina. So they're going with the damage dealer. Wave clear, kill potential, good follow up between the Muradin stun. Blizzard damage, clear the lanes pretty easily. Really good for a 4-man rotation. Self-references, picks up their healer, Malfurion. Solid pick. Definitely top tier healer right now. There's no question about it. I think you're always going to see a Malfurion in the first round. So this, I believe they should be taking up their tank now, like for the same reasons I said before. They don't want to get banned out. There's 2 more bans going on. I doubt self-references would ban a tank, but I think Big D definitely will want to ban a tank. They go with their Sylvanas. I'm not too... Sylvanas is decent on this map, but... you think because it's an objective map where you are controlling a unit as the objective, Sylvanas always has a lot of strength with that because, being able to shut down the towers with anything that pushes is always strong. But the thing is that to get to that point where she's strong, you have to win the objective. And Sylvanas is not that good at that part. She does decent damage, but it's all just poke damage. She doesn't really get any of those kills that really secure you the objective. But we'll see how they play it out. She still adds a lot of lane pressure. If you let her unchecked, then she's going to push out a lane for free, especially if they have anybody else. And she also adds the capability that when you win a team fight, you can go take a fort. You don't even care. You don't care if you're super low. The fort's not doing damage. You can just immediately take a fort. And like I said, so Big D bans out Diablo, getting rid of the tank, limits references tank pool, but reference bans out Hammer. That I don't think that's interesting. So they don't want to be pressured by the long range. I'm not really sure why you'd want to ban Hammer. I don't really see what the threat is there against what they're showing currently. Now, I'm trying to think of what they could be looking for that Hammer would be good against. not gonna be Chromie. Chromie beats Hammer. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm curious of what they might think about why they wanted to ban Hammer there. So now Vala's solid pick. Are they gonna go for the Ariel? They do go to the Tassadar. So I'm hoping. So that means they're doing a 4-man backline, which is not ideal, but and, obviously you can make it work. We have double heals, so a 4-man backline can work. But so I've not actually been in too many games where Tassadar has been useful. I know like pros are loving him. HGC's love. I mean, all HGC's on the other patch, but the pros right now on the current patch are saying that he's great. A lot of the higher ups are saying he's great. I personally, in like the high diamond leagues, I haven't noticed an impact on Tassadar. So I'm hoping they prove me wrong. I'm sure a lot of good Archon damage, and his Storm Shield or his Storm still does a lot of damage to the waves. There's still a lot of good wave clear. Hey, Bubby, what do you want to do? What? I know, you want to play. So they go with the Johanna and Raynor. So Johanna, they're limited on tanks. So they either have between Johanna, Stitches, Chen. So Johanna was kind of their last pick of a tank option, which gives them wave clear. They were severely lacking, not severely, but they were pretty lacking on wave clear so far in comparison to Big D. Malfurion, if they go Moonburn's good wave clear. Ragnaros is going to be top lane, so he's out. Sylvanas, she shuts down the lanes, but she doesn't actually kill the minions too quickly. So Johanna definitely was the wave clear that they needed. And it's funny that I said that the 4 backline for Big D is not the best, and then they pick Monk, which is basically a front line anyways. So, and he's probably I could definitely see him going damage build Monk. So they already have the Tassadar. So that's basically a frontliner. Yes, Mika, I know. You want attention. Alright, so Dragonshire, good map. Oh crap, I didn't change my title. Good catch. I am good at this thing. I'm good at this thing called casting.
Prepare for combat.
Alright, so we got on the left side, blue team, the self-references. We got Trig Dig on Raynor, Brown Paladin on Sylvanas, Evil Ben on Ragnaros, Smagoo on Johanna, and Dearth on Malfurion. On the right side, we got Silver Bullet on Tassadar, Matt on Tassadar, Silver Bullet on Vala, Jimmy on Jaina, Unmusical on Murden, and Pylophone on the Monk. So far, they're showing 4 and 4 in the mid. Nobody's breaking off to do any lanes right away. They just do a little bit of a tussle in the middle. Should have Tester, sees all vision. Immediate stun on the Ragnaros, almost going down. No follow-up from the Jaina. Like Jaina follow-up was a little late. That definitely should have killed the Ragnaros. If they were just a little bit faster on it. Sylvanas shows herself, takes the same amount of damage. But a good peel from the Johanna. Monk gets real low. This is just a back and forth. Holy cow. Like, nobody... One side gets low, the next side gets low. Monk did go Transcend Insight, so he is going to be looking for the later game heals where he's able to do a lot more damage and a lot more healing late game. Because with those reduced cooldowns, he gets there pretty quick. So far, Big D has split up and is soaking the lanes. Monk is getting pretty low again. Ragnaros does go back to top lane. He should be able to, Jaina will be able to even out that lane, but she will run out of mana. Monk is just going to sit here. Monk and Tassadar. Tassadar's just going to tickle this little minion here, take a while to die. Silver Bullet gets pretty low from the Johanna and Raynor. So Ragnaros should be able to push out this Jaina eventually. We got so now right now both teams. So this is the part of Dragon Shrine is always really fun. So right now, yeah, you can see that both team, Big D owns both shrines. But to do that, they had to send one top to fight the Rag, and now they don't have anybody mid. But if they get the kill on Joanna here, so close. Malfurion's barely keeping her alive. Silver Bullet really wanted to go for that kill. But it does force Joanna out, so now they can rotate somebody mid, knowing that somebody left. Tassar's going to keep Muradin alive pretty well. And I think she's going to be able to sneak this in pretty quick. That's probably one of the faster Dragon Knights I've seen. Unfortunately, it does do very little damage in the beginning, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. It will die pretty quick, but Malfurion is already out of mana. He did go Shanda's Clarity. They're almost not even gonna get a tower out of this with all four. Sylvanas is pushing top for a little bit, getting the soak. They do need to get level 4. Malfurion almost needs to Hearth right now. And 4 members of Big D decided to go top lane, so that they're already pushing mid, or stopping me in mid. I almost push top. Ragnaros can almost go into Molten Core here and get free damage on the dragon. That's what he decides to do. Perfect. They do get one dragon, but that's fine. Or one wall. That's almost the best you can ask for with an early game Dragon Knight. You're not going to get too much damage, but you know, he's doing a good damage on everybody else. Joanna's out in the front lane, peeling for a little bit. Malfurion is still very low on mana, so they're going to have to be a little bit careful. He's got like 1 regrowth left. The Sylvanas damage is going to start doing a lot more. She didn't go the reduced cooldown on Dagger. That's probably her best talent, just because it's the only reason that she really does damage. So she's going to be doing a little bit more. This gives her a little bit more burst on a single target with Withering Fire, because it does have the extra charge. But I think they would definitely. Oh, granted, it's double heals, so I guess I can see it. But it's just most of her damage definitely comes from that Dagger cooldown. Malfurion should be able to clear this out pretty quick. Oh, he doesn't have Moonburn, so it will take a little bit longer. So far, you know, Big D decides to push lanes. They're excited to get the soak, while References is deciding on getting Mercs, hoping that the Mercs will push the lanes for him afterwards. Monk gets pretty low up here, but he's fine. He's pretty safe with his back line. This Rag does so much damage. Look at that. I mean, just chunks down the Monk. See, right now, this is the scary part. Jaina has no more mana, so she is very vulnerable. Luckily, most of the team is top lane. Rag is going to Hearth. Both towers are gone for top lane. Monk is so close. Joanna with the peel should be able to come back in. Oh, but does get the Vala. That's worth. Right when the dragon shines. Granted, Vala will be up before the dragon, actually, the shrines come up. So, no harm, no foul there. Just a little bit of experience. Both teams just got level 7. We got the increased lifesteal on the Tassadar and the cast range of Shield and Storm. I like that. I think the better talent at 4 here, in this particular case, would be the reduced auto attack damage, like the armor increase on after a shield expires, because there's a lot of main auto attackers on the other team. Great pick on Raynor. There's a good combo of Monk and Muradin staying on there. This will allow them to get control of top lane. Tassadar does get bullied out of bottom lane by the 2 of them. But with this now, there's already, and I like this play. They already attacking the top towers. They know they're not going to get, but there's no point in them fighting over bottom right now. They have a free fort. Just push the fort. They got minion wave going. They showing bottom. And the response is for self-references to push bottom as well, to get kind of a counter push. They do have Sylvanas, like I said earlier. You know, if Sylvanas is allowed to push, they're basically pushing for no damage. The only damage they're taking is because of Jaina. Ooh, and I missed the kill there right when I turned away. That was my bad. Not really quite sure how that happened. It was only Jaina. But then again, Malfurion is once again has no mana, so probably was not able to keep her up. Muradin's going to come down here. If they get any type of follow-up, Jaina's going to clear the lanes. So just a little bit of a poke. We got a attack damage. I barely missed on Raynor, but he doesn't have his heal. If Vala kept going after that, that would have been a kill. Didn't have his heal in again. So now with the full push on top lane and now full control of the bottom shrine. They are level 10. I don't think self-references want to contest this too much. I mean, he can poke. He does have the poke ability, but not enough time. Just barely too late. So now this is pretty strong for him. They have level 10. They should push this 5, get some kills. Task Wall, or Force Wall, not Archon. Just getting a lot more control. Great Ring of Frost hitting the Malfurion and the Johanna, but Johanna has a shield. And the Rag. Kill the Rag. They're definitely abusing their lead here with the level 10s. Very smart for them. You know, pushes 5. You're already level 10. Sylvanas is up top lane soaking. She'll be able to get this top lane. If they ignore her, she will be able to get that fort. But if, you know, if references doesn't come here together, they might lose a keep. So you kind of have to weigh your pros and cons. They are level 10 now. We got Tranquility, Sulfurous Smash, Hyperion, Wailing Arrow, and Johanna hasn't picked yet. We got Molten Core coming out, doing some poke damage on the Dragon Knight and the little bit of Monks, just forcing them a little bit away. So it was really beneficial for, and Sylvanas is going to be in trouble now. She's a little bit too far out, taking a while to run away. And she's completely surrounded. There's no way out of this. Yep. She died real quick. Holy cow. Task Wall traps the Johanna. What a great wall. Johanna forces out the Falling Sword. Another big stun combo coming out of that Sulfurous Smash. That was right on her face. Holy cow. You almost thought they were going after the Rainer, but Rag's like, I'll take a hammer to the face. Almost caught the Jaina there at the root. That was close. So that right now we're gonna. Big D is close to 13. You know, it's another situation where they can press their advantage, getting some mercs, pushing out. You know, 12 seconds on these mercs. Self-references, you know, take their giants. So basically, both teams just getting to 13 now, playing the passive game, playing the merc game. Just trying to figure out what they want to do between shrines. So looking at talents, we did get Divine Palm from the monk. Johanna sniffs out the bottom. He's able to annoy this, but he just uses shield. I don't think he's going to be able to protect this. Has to force out the Falling Sword again. Luckily, that's a short cooldown, so it shouldn't be too bad. Rainer poking away at the Vala. Ooh, this Ring of Frost, though, hitting the Rainer, and that's a dead Rainer. Instantly died. That was a good notice from the rest of Big D to say, like, oh, Rainer, 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 and everybody immediately turned on him. Ragnaros is in a little bit of trouble now. One more stun from, yep, there it is. Vala, man, you can't ignore the Vala. She does a lot of damage. And they are just running train now, killing the Malfurion. Vala's going ham on the Johanna, taking some tower shots, but she doesn't care. She's got her auto attack heals. So there's still 13 seconds on Malfurion. Self-references needs to play, you know, the ring around the rosy on the shrines now. You take top lane, force them to go top lane, and then kind of sneak bottom, kind of force them to rotate around. But, you know, Big D is not is relentless here. They're just constantly pushing with their lead. Another big hit on Vala. Forces out the Divine Palm. That goes on cooldown. Again, a 60-second cooldown, not that big of a deal. But it was definitely a good defense by the Ragnaros. A big hit. She got punished for basically staying still. She's been staying still and auto-attacking pretty much the whole game so far. So she definitely got punished there. Unfortunately, I mean, she's still pretty low. We'll have to back here. Now let's see if they can get 16 and get a keep with this dragon. They'd almost want to push bottom lane since that wall's already open. You shrink around the dragon, didn't last too long. Shrink around the Rainer. And another bit. Wow, that force wall forced the Rainer back into the Ring of Frost. If that force wall didn't happen, that Rainer would have been dead. Or would have lived, rather. I think with that Rainer kill, they should be able... Molten Core is still on cooldown. They should be able to take this keep. Sulfurous Smash is back up. Could almost kill the Vala. barely gets away. It's almost like one more flashlight from Jaina or from Joanna might kill her. Man, she's staying in there. No heals from the monk yet. Their Muradin is in the Dragon Knight, so he's not able to peel other than the Dragon's kick. It does force them away. Dragon's only got 10 seconds. Jaina's trying to get mana. A great defense. They only lost the Raynor on the very initial part of that fight. They were down a talent tier and still did enough damage to them to scare them off. So that's probably the best way they could have handled that. Looks like Big D is going to look to get aggressive here with their level 16 advantage. Ring of Frost has 8 seconds. They have Rain of Vengeance. They still have 2 stuns. They do get the Shrine, but that was a big Rain of Vengeance there. A big Sulfurious Smash with the Condemn coming up, killing the Monk. Vala can't fight anymore. Ragnaros, how is he still alive? Somebody go after that Vala. Holy cow. And Tassadar. That was down to talent tier. Down to talent tier in a big open area. I mean, granted, they were pretty stacked for Sulfurious Smash, so it really worked out in Self-Reference's favor. But I mean, that's a big win. Let's see what they can do with it. This is really the situation where Sylvanas is going to shine. So, 15 seconds. This is a free fort, easy fort. They have Sylvanas' trait. They should be able to get almost be able to get the front wall, especially if they get any other kills. It's the first fort down for Big D. Save and make sure that everybody gets out a little safe. You know, it's a good force. It's a good force wall, but you know they don't have the follow up right yet. But it delayed them enough, which is what you want. So after that little bit of scuffle, a little bit of push, we can go back to our Merc game. Yeah, everybody's going back to soaking. Self-References was able to catch up on experience. They are 16 now. Blessed Hammer from Joanna looking for more damage. Longer Roots from Malfurion looking for more lockdown. And more damage from Ragnaros. Executioner. They have 1 slow. 2 if you count them root. But that's still probably all of his damage.
The dragon awaits, heroes. Free him and destroy your enemy.
We got second Storm from Tassadar. He did go the Storm talent, so he was trying to get the damage from Storm. A lot of times you'll see the popular build is the damage reduction on Storm, so it makes them be more essentially a vulnerability. A lot of times you'll want to see that with Tassadar, because then especially when you have the follow up with the Jaina and the Vala, so that just it basically helps you secure kills more. The double Storm is nifty, but it doesn't really help you do anything because the Storm damage is not. It's kind of negligible. I think somebody just hosted me. Thanks for the host. Hopefully you enjoy some Chair League games. Big pick on Vala. Raynor almost going down again, but the heal is bringing him back up. The slow from Tassadar is enough to keep him secured in the fight, allowing them to get damage. Malfurion is trying to heal. Joanna with the late on the save, sacrifices herself. Hopefully Malfurion is able to get out. But Muradin with the leap stun, he is just controlling these team fights. Holy cow. And all they can do is run away, but everybody's got all this speed. Oh, that Hungering Arrow. Like, that's so unlucky. There's so many targets for that arrow to go to. And to hit all 3 on her, that is unlucky, man. They say, hey, everybody's dead. We're already up here. Might as well kill this one. Usually you try to avoid the Bridge of Death. Should be a big Sulfurious Smash here. If it hits the Monk, focus on the Monk. He's going to be in a bad position when he comes out of this. Nope, he's fine. So that's one of the powers of Ragnaros. I mean, honestly, right here, it's a 1v5, so it's not a good representation. But Ragnaros being able to save, using his own health pool but he is barely not going to do it. The aggressive Vala play, I like it. She's like, it's worth it. Get the kill. Joanna almost goes down too with the counter engage. Like, Big D is doing a great job on really engaging on their Muradin stunts. He calls somebody, they're following up on him, and immediately getting kills. It's you can really see the synergy between the team that they're able to immediately react to the Muradin. So they are able to push the Dragon Knight away. They did get one keep. Not usually the keep you want to get, because it's usually hard to push into this lane. But catapults are catapults, and they're called Winions for a reason. Valla went all trait talents. Getting more attack speed, so she's really going to start chunking down people. And quickly. Looking like I don't... Self-references does not want to fight here. They are not 20. They are fighting at 20, but if they get a good hit on self... Oh, that's... Did you see how much that bubble was on the Valla? That bubble took all of Sulfur Smash's damage. Joanna does die, trying to stand on the point. This might be game if they get any other kills. Trying to fight 20 down wasn't the best decision. They could have easily picked up those siege giants. Valla really wants that Malfurion. Yeah, I mean, they could have easily cleared those siege giants after they took them. It's not that big. I mean, who cares about that? But fighting into level 20, you know, that puts you in a situation where you're more likely to lose. Big D decides that they just want to kill all the keeps. Unfortunately, you don't get experience in this this mode, so. But the Muradin was doing a great job of controlling the team fights with the Dwarf Stun, with follow-up his Sledgehammer, following up with the rest of his team. They were really able to secure a lot of the kills, and it just goes to show really good synergy between the team. So, I mean, congratulations to both. I think the biggest downfall for self-references was fighting into those giants down ultimates. I mean, it's something like you just always got to be aware of. You can't be like, oh, they're right here, let's go. Yeah, you got to pay attention to your level deficit. Your, you know, they're storm talents for a reason. They're pretty powerful. That keeps them alive. I'm honestly, I'm really impressed by that Tassadar shield. It took almost all of the damage from Ragdoll Smash right in the middle. Like that I'm impressed. So congratulations to Don't Get a Big D for the win. First week of Cherry League, guys. Still got a lot more weeks to go. I think Super Yova said that this season is going to be 12 games, 12 weeks. So a lot of times to come back, redeem yourselves, play more as a team, you know, show your stuff. If anybody's watching doesn't know what Cherry League is, then it's an amateur league. Anybody can join anytime. You know, make a team, join a team. Go to cherryleague.com. You can make your way around there and find some people to play with. But so I'm Snagging Inez. Last game of the night. If you want to follow the Twitch, that'd be great. I'm trying to stream as much as possible when I remember to, or I'm also trying to cast as much as possible, get more into that. So if you see me apply to your games, then hit that accept button. It'd be greatly appreciated. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.